In this episode, we're diving down, taking a look at, and doing a tasting and review of Casamigos Añejo, right here on the Tequila Hombre, coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre. As I'm sure you're aware of, Casamigos is formerly George Clooney's brand, sold it for $1 billion. Every day I get messages from some of these subscribers and viewers on our channel about Casamigos, wondering what is this tequila all about? Well, today we're going to dive down, take a look at the tequila, how it's made, and do a tasting and review so you can have a better idea of what this tequila is all about. So with that in mind, let's get into how this tequila is made. Okay, so what we know about Casamigos is that it is made at Distillery Diageo, Mexico, Operaciones. It is located in Atotonilco, El Alto, Jalisco, Mexico. And that is just about it, besides the fact that they use 100% Weber Blue Agave for it. We don't know who the master distiller is. We don't know how they cook the agave. We don't know how they extract the sugars from the agave. We don't know how they ferment the agave after it is extracted. And we just know that it is 2 times distilled, but we don't know what kind of still they use, whether it's a copper pot still or whether it's a stainless steel pot still, or if they're using a column still for it. We do know the lowest price online is $42.99. Well, most of the tequilas will actually have the name and autograph of the master distiller on the bottle. Casamigos does not. Instead, it has George Clooney's and his partner's autograph on the bottle, and there's no additional information included on the bottle, which is kind of concerning. When contacted previously to find out if they're using diffused tequila, which is tequila that's made by a machine that uses immature agave and doesn't produce good quality tequila, or basically to find out the how the tequila is made and more information about it, the response from Casamigos to them was as follows. Our Casamigos tequila is strictly produced according to the Mexican regulations, which all tequila, in order to be called tequila, has to follow the Mexican regulations. Then they go on to say, but unfortunately, we are not at liberty to share proprietary information related to the brand, which basically means they don't want to tell us how it's made. And that is not the norm for most tequilas out on the market. Most tequilas, you can get an understanding of how they make it, whether it's horno cooked, or whether they use an autoclave, or whether they use a roller mill for extraction, or a tahona. All that information is normally made available to the public because they're proud of their processes and they're proud of the tequila they made, and they're even so proud that they put the master distiller's autograph on the bottle. This one has none of that information available and no master distiller's name on the bottle. So there you have it. We have a tequila that we don't know how it's made. We don't know who the master distiller is. We don't have a lot of information about it at all, just that it's previously owned by George Clooney. Well, that's all we have. Let's get up to the tasting and see what this tequila tastes like. All right, and we're back, and it's time for the tasting. Since I don't typically buy tequila that I don't know how it's made and who makes it, I purchased a small, like airline type bottle of Casamigos for this tasting. So we'll go ahead and pour it into the bottle, or into the glass, I mean, and try it out. Swirl it around first, see what we got, just like we do every other review. All right, so looking at it, it does coat the glass well. You can see the tears coming down, so it should have a nice creamy viscosity to it, and it's clear, so there's no floaties in it, which is good. So let's see what this thing smells like. So smelling it, all I get is a strong vanilla kind of smell to it, vanilla sweetness. And it's got kind of a fake vanilla smell to it. It doesn't smell like other añejos where you can smell the vanilla on them. It smells a little chemically or medicinal. And there's a little bit of caramel smell on there as well. I'm not getting any cooked agave coming through on it. It just smells vanilla and caramelly. And that's just about it. I do get a little heat from the alcohol. But there's nothing much else to it. It's not very complex. So let's see how it tastes. Getting a little bit of a creaminess to it. It coats the tongue. Flavor-wise though, it's pretty light on the flavor. There's not a whole lot of flavor there, like what I get from a normal tequila that I have, like an añejo. Like if you look at the shelves behind me here, you'll see there's quite a few añejos on there. I love a good añejo. But this is lacking some of the complexity that I enjoy from there, like the cooked agave and the oakiness blended in with the vanilla and the caramel. This is just overwhelmingly vanilla and caramel, and it's light. It's not complex at all. It's not like a nice heavy wood-aged flavor that you normally would get from an añejo. And it's got kind of a medicinal chemical aftertaste to it. Yeah, there's kind of a chemical taste to it on the end, which is indicative that they've probably used additives in this, where additives can be added to a tequila to make it taste better. They can use caramel or vanilla additives. They can even use a sweetener, like a syrup sweetener that would give it, kind of more of like a glycerin sweetener that would give it a heavier mouthfeel and stuff to it. Because according to the Mexican norma, you can use up to 1% of additives in your aged expressions without telling people that you're using additives. So there's a good possibility that there's additives in this because of the flavors that I'm getting from it. It has kind of a weird chemically aftertaste that's light, but it's there. Is this something that I would keep on my shelf? No. Is there other tequilas that I would drink instead of this? Definitely. So ones you should look out for are Siete Leguas. They make a great añejo. El Tesoro is also very good. I would also look for even Altos, which you can find in the grocery store. It's readily available in a lot of places. The same with the Siete and the El Tesoro. You can find those a lot of places. Also, I'd recommend a Pasote, a G4. Suerte is a good añejo. I really enjoy their añejo. And even Don Felix is a good one that you can find that's got a nice natural flavor profile to it. So there's some great añejos that I would personally spend the same money on to get a bottle of instead of these. This is not worth the money that they charge for it, so I wouldn't keep it on my shelf. This would be a good tequila for maybe somebody that hasn't had tequila before, that wants to get into it. It's maybe a stepping stone, but I would actually push them more towards getting something that's better made so they can really experience what a good quality tequila has to offer. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to drink the rest of this because I'm not really enjoying it that much. But if you'd like to comment, I'd love to hear what your comments are on Casamigos. A lot of people like it. Some people don't. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you like it? Do you don't? Do you not like it? Do you agree with my suggestions for alternatives to it? And don't forget to give us a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. We got some other great reviews and informational videos coming up for you. And until the next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. And unfortunately, this one is not on the good list for me. So until the next video, salud.